Hey everyone, welcome to the grind. Honestly, can't believe that we're already like coming close to the end of the year. We've got like 3 more weeks or so.
Yep.
It's Christmas. But yes.
There it is.
Rico with his crystal bells. So, yeah, it's Christmas. We're excited.
Yep.
And yeah, we're gonna end this year with a bang. I believe it.
With a bang.
With a bang.
You know, in the spirit of Christmas,
Yeah.
I was thinking that, you know, the song 12 Days of Christmas, for True Love God for me.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think for the next few grind episodes that's in Christmas, that we should share something that, you know, something we're grateful for. Like borderline, something you can't live without.
Oh, well, there are plenty of things I can't live without in my life. One of which,
Coffee?
though, well, yes, coffee.
Sales.
Yes,
Please, I'm
that.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm done. I'm done. That's all I'm done. Yeah, I was gonna say all that. No, actually, it would be my Jabra earbuds. I can't live without them. I get to, you know, close off the world and just retreat in my little circle of life. Yes, and knock out the noise in this world.
Relatable.
Anyways, but yeah, I can't live without them. I think they're just my source of comfort as well. In fact, I called it pet escape.
Let's escape.
Literally, that's what my job
Is it more like a permanent escape? Like you don't want to be listening to other people?
Oh no,
anymore?
permanent escape would be me just, you know, bye-bye.
Well, I mean, like, you know, already my initial answer, you guys will already know. But
My family,
Yeah.
my wife, my kids. Oh,
but other than that, I would honestly say
the grind crew.
one thing. Oh, that's true. That's true.
Okay, I'll stop answering for you. What?
One of the things that I can't live without nowadays would be I love those YouTube walkthrough videos of games. Just because the fact that now I really don't have time to play games and I just can't be bothered like
To play games.
actually playing.
So you just live vicariously through other people playing games.
Yes, because I just like to see how the storyline goes, as if you're actually watching somebody else playing the game and the storyline and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's one thing for me.
Dude, that's so relatable. Literally last night I was playing a game and I got stuck and I was like, you know what? Younger me would spend like an hour trying to find the answer, but I don't got time for this.
Watch a video.
Yeah.
Like Google like where to find this, get over with.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I think for me, something that I can't live without is the song Take On Me. Dude, I don't know. It just clicks with me. It's literally like my playlist I always go to. It's literally the first 7 are like different versions, different covers of that song. And I love each and every one of them.
That's so funny. I mean, that's the
Very
song that
unique.
that's the song that would make fun of growing up. But
Really?
have Dom actually listening to it for reals.
That's one of my karaoke songs.
Too high. It's too
Yeah,
high.
I can. I mean, Rico's voice can go that high. Mine cannot.
Yeah, it was my number 1 on Spotify. My most played on Spotify. Right?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Actually, what's everyone's most played on Spotify?
Mirrors. Mine is
Mirror.
Mirrors, but actually it's not the Justin Bieber Timberlake.
Timberlake.
Yeah, Timberlake.
Do not put those two in the same category.
The one that I was listening to is the Baker one. He does acoustic versions
Oh,
of
okay,
songs.
cool. I see. Mirrors, huh?
Yeah.
Mine was Call Me.
Maybe.
No. I again don't know why this was the top played, because this song is basically a remix of the original Call Me by, I think, Blondie, and it's by this
okay.
composer called Sebastian something. I can't pronounce his last name. It starts with a B, but this is the same guy that redid Blue Monday for Wonder Woman. So I added this version of Call Me as in my workout, and I guess my workout mix just kept playing this song over and over again. So that's why it's the top song on my list. Call Me again. I was like, what? But why? So yes.
People be like, "Oh, Petriman wants me to call her."
Please don't. I will not pick up the phone.
That's fine. Yeah, the maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes. But cool. The things that we learned about each other's Spotify. Honestly, Spotify Unwrapped, you know, just reviews a whole bunch of information that I never knew I needed to know in my life. Apparently, my listening mode is vampire.
Oh, I'll vampire too. I
It's
didn't
weird.
get it.
I wonder what the other ones are, but It's
No
weird.
idea. I haven't checked.
And apparently, I listen to music to people who live in Lynchburg, USA.
Same.
So
Mine's
weird.
Canada.
can't.
So random.
It's, again, I don't understand. Reviews information I never knew I needed in my life. Anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
we're back on track with the message series. It's Christmas playlist. We're basically looking at the songs of Christmas, but in the
Yep.
book of Luke, we're looking at Elizabeth's song, Mary's song, the angel's song, and the last one we'll be talking about the upper room where the disciples gathered. But for today, we're looking at the interaction between Mary and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And these two women, I think, were faced with circumstances that was really hard to believe that
Yeah.
this would happen to them. One was barren, one was a virgin, both conceived in really miraculous ways.
Yeah.
And so I think when they were first presented with this situation where you're going to be with child, I think they believed and they conceived.
Yeah.
So blessings do come when we believe.
When we believe, yeah.
So how has God's blessings helped you in your faith journey?
I think for me, one of the blessings that I've received is knowing the fact more tangibly of God being present.
Right.
I think that's one of the struggles I've always had back the past years, especially during COVID as well. Just because like when you are so preoccupied of the current situation, and then even more so the fact that you're not the only one struggling, but everyone else that you know is also struggling that same situation. Sometimes you start to forget that the presence of God is always with you. And I think that's one thing that I've been so blessed because even though at times I don't necessarily feel that, but over the course having to go through that journey and going back, and you start to realize that the traces of God's presence has been with me throughout that journey. And I do believe that if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am right now as well. Especially like I was saying also, having kids during that period, and then we also gave birth to another, well, not me, my wife gave birth to another one during the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was very intense, I mean, for me personally. So yeah.
I think one of God's blessings for me was these two courses I've done. One of them HKSSM, and the other one is called Elijah House, which is teaching about inner healing. And one thing that these two classes have both blessed me was that it made me see things differently. HKSSM is focused on the supernatural, and so now before prior to those classes I will only focus on the surface, but then now I'll be more focused on what's God doing on the spiritual side.
Yeah.
And same for the Elijah House, the inner healing, that whenever I see something, I'm no whenever I see someone react, I don't really focus on what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
But I'll be oh, I wonder where this is coming from. There has to be a hurt coming from somewhere that's causing them to behave like this.
Oh, so it's more of pondering first rather than just instantly saying, "Oh, this guy."
Yeah, because one of my biggest struggles is I'm really quick to judge.
Not the only one.
Working on that.
Not really. Not really. I would say that God's blessings it definitely has helped me a lot in my faith journey. I think it helped me see the understanding the character and nature of God. I think the different ways I've been blessed has shown me oh, God is a good father, or God is a God who empowers, God is a God who loves. And I think a lot of times it was through people who directed me to different paths that helped me see who God is.
Yeah.
So for example, let's just say doing YWAM, right? If it wasn't for an encounter with a friend who shared her heart behind it, I wouldn't have been drawn to do that. And it was in YWAM where I encountered the Father heart of God, where I experienced his love, I guess in its personal form for me.
Yeah.
Or even doing coming into ministry, if it wasn't my interactions with Jung, or just helping out here at ICA randomly, then I wouldn't have been put in a path where I was invited to do youth ministry. So I think it was through interaction with people where I was put into situations where then I experienced just God and being blessed, and I think also drawing out the gold within me as well. So I think that was
turning coal into diamond. Wow.
Oh gosh, yes. Taking this black heart and finding the diamond in within. So Yes, that was how I've been helped in my faith journey.
Nice. That's good.
Experiencing aspects of God through that.
Mhm.
But yes, even though like we talk about, blessings come with belief, but there are going to be times where we will struggle
Yeah.
to believe what
Yeah,
God has said.
yeah.
So how about, let's talk a little bit about that. How are there times like when you struggle to believe what God has said? Like how did you get through it? Or, what was some issues or things that you struggled with?
I think first of all is that whenever, first of all is I try first. Whoa, English.
It's all good, bro.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Malfunction. First of all is that I just try not to struggle with God, because now with this current
Okay.
mindset is that like
Good
God's
for
always
you.
right.
truly, HGSSM student right there. Doesn't no struggles whatsoever.
No. There are
He
struggles.
tried to.
There are
Yeah.
struggles.
Yeah. He
But
just
then
tried
I
not
just try not to,
Yeah.
because the foundation is that God's always right.
Mhm.
He's doing what
Yep.
is the best option. So
Mhm.
to. Yeah.
there are times where like I would disagree with him. Like someone gave me a prophetic word and it
Mm.
doesn't describe me at all, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Are you sure, God?
Nah, I'm
Are you
good.
sure?" But then like even with how much I disagree with it, I refuse to like go against him.
Yeah.
Like I just accept it. Like Job, when Job asked God to reveal things to him, God was like, "There's no way you understand it, even if I reveal it to you."
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's where I am. Is that I'm okay with the unknown, like
Mm.
not knowing about the unknown. Like,
Oh.
God, I trust you. You know what's best. So yeah.
I think I'm the exact opposite. I don't like the unknown.
Ah.
I think especially personally for me, it's just the fact that because when there is something that I don't know what's going to happen, I'm not the only one's going to be affected, because there, like a lot of the things that I think about, especially decisions, would root in towards how will that impact my family as well. And I think that's one of the struggles, because now that I know that I cannot fully accept not knowing what is the unknown,
yeah.
then this is the time when I sometimes feel like, Lord, I have no clue what's happening. You gotta tell me now, like what's gonna happen. And then if I'm not careful, then that's when I say like, you know what, Lord, maybe I'll just sort of take the wheel for a moment.
Yeah.
Like,
Lord, just step out for just a bit.
yeah.
Let me just,
but you ride
yeah.
shotgun,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but
Please, like be my.
the ox cord.
Yeah.
but then that's not how it works. I mean, for me personally, like most of the time or all the time that I'm the one making the decision, it fails. So and I think this is one thing that I've been struggling, like being able to also distinguish which voice am I listening to. Am I listening to my voice, or am I listening to God's voice, or I'm listening to another voice?
Yo!
Sorry I'm late. Oh, what'd I miss?
Well, Yzma just tossed me this knife and asked me to, take them out. And then this...
Just
What was that?
I don't know. so
Jesus, take the wheel. Come back and take the wheel in this one.
So I think that's one of the things that I've been struggling previously, but I really thank God, because like I said on our the first question, the answer that I made was the fact that God has blessed me by him revealing himself to me and his presence showing.
Yeah.
And that also sort of gives me that peace of knowing that he is answering my prayers, but it's just a matter of like if it's the right time or not. So,
Yeah. I will say this, like one Bible passage that I have struggled with and probably still struggle with is asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find,
Mhm.
and then basically like, if you ask according to his will, it'll be given to you.
Yeah.
Then when I'm asking for healing for family and I don't see it happen, I'm just like, but does your word not say, like, you're a good father who gives to the children that you love?
Mhm.
So why is it that if I ask for this isn't happening?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you said that you supply my needs, abundantly, but why is this not, am I not asking, is this not what you want? So then your mind starts like, what did I do? And it then focuses on self.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I still have no answer to these questions.
Yeah.
And I still struggle at times, but then I think what helps me is to know that God is still sovereign,
Mhm.
that nothing changes his character and nature, especially since I've like encountered it in YWAM during my time in YWAM. So it's basically again trusting that, you know what, I can't control.
Yeah.
You know, literally Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah.
And I go to my favorite verses, which is, Lord, I don't know what to do, but my eyes are on you. So just look
Yeah.
to God and just trust.
Amen.
And find a little bit to celebrate, like,
Yeah.
hey, thank God that this is still happening, or thank God that this is this, you know, as opposed to, but why?
Tell me why.
You know, because I think when I go into the route of but why, it's not gonna do me good.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's what I would say.
Mm.
So I'm gonna choose believe that blessings will eventually come when we believe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever that may look like, who knows?
Amen.
So the other thing was blessings come when we obey and fulfill God's promises. So I mean, something to think about is, do we have a heart for God? Are we
Yeah.
excited for His work?
Mhm.
Now, how about you? Like, when you have obeyed His commandments and fulfilled His promises, how have you seen yourself be blessed?
Mm.
I feel like call back to what I said earlier, that I'm really quick to judge, right? Like, in the sense of where, like, I get road rage and I'm not even driving. Like, I'm on like the double-decker bus and I'm like, it's my favorite place to sit, at the very front.
Yes, same.
And I
same.
would just
Same.
see, I would just see like some, like maybe like a taxi driver just make this really obnoxious cut. I'm like, why are you just like, it's like that Inception scene. Yeah. Like, oh, this maneuver is gonna cost.
Yeah. Yes, I 100% agree. Yes.
And then I just, it's just all happening in my head.
And that turn is the worst when it's like right at the entrance to the tunnel too. Like, people do that.
Oh, I'm just like remembering that one time like 2 weeks ago. I was like so mad. Anyways, carry on.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I'm very quick to judge, and like, yeah, as like what the preacher says, that like blessings come when we obey and fulfill God's promise. And so I'm actually like a firm believer that actually God has already like put all the blessings in us. Like, you know, and there's lots of scenarios where we're like, God, give me peace, give me rest, give me patience, give me more faith, just more of these. But actually, what I would like to believe is that God already built it in us, but then we've yet to discover it.
Yeah.
And so in those situations where I feel if you respond properly, right, it reveals God's gift. And yeah, and so that's already there for you, and then the more you practice it, the more it kind of manifests. My example about being quick to judge, I started making prayers of like, God, help me see people the way you see them. Don't make me see them in my eyes, in the worldly ways.
Yeah.
And over time, I think I've seen God build me more compassionately. For example, during the Will Smith incident where he slapped Chris Rock, right? When that first happened, my initial reaction was like, man, Will Smith must be hurting for him to do that, because he wasn't even the one offended, it was the wife. So he was reacting on behalf of the wife, and so there must be some hurt that had caused him to have the audacity to go
that.
up and do that.
Live too, right?
Yeah. And I feel that, and so like stuff like this, when these gifts get revealed, I think one of the key things to do is to steward them. And I think that's when God can trust you with the small, He can give you the big.
Yeah. That's good. Oh, what's the question again? I'm sorry.
Basically, have you seen yourself blessed when you choose?
Oh, okay. Yeah, now it's back. I think one of the things that I'm really blessed about is, well, this one I would say something that I don't necessarily see, but people have told me. I think is one of the things is change. I think the change in my life, and also growth. I think that's also for you. Basically, you're sharing also the growth that you have had over the course of time. You from being in that outrage thing towards also being the judgmental sort of person, being more of like understanding and more compassionate. I think that's the same for me. I mean, like just those, because you know, like there are struggles that we have, especially for us, like where whether it be a personality thing or a character thing, and we have this excuse of saying like, oh, this is who I am. I mean, like, but then when people start telling you there's something different about you, I feel that is such a rewarding feeling, because you know that you had struggle on trying to improve yourself, but then you realize that improvement doesn't work by hard work, but more of like the work coming from the Lord. Like, how is God working in your life with the struggles that we face,
Yeah.
and how are we going to be able to maneuver that and turn it into a strength eventually once we've overcome those. So I think for me, it's definitely sort of the being able to find that, okay, there's something happening in my life, there's a change, and there's a different perspective, and I think that's a win for me.
Yeah, I would say growth. Definitely second that, because
Yeah.
when I choose to obey God, I've seen growth in my life.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have gone that way if I didn't say yes to God.
Yeah.
So then the times I've said yes to God, I've seen, I think, myself grow in strength,
Mhm.
in, I guess, in character as well, and I think ability to withstand, I guess, greater pressure
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that
Do
too.
I
I know how you feel.
Do I want the ability to withstand greater pressure? I don't know. That means more is
Under
coming.
pressure.
Pushing down. I can't. I need want to finish. But so, yeah, I think when it comes to also being obedient with God, faith is a really important aspect.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to elaborate too much about that. But
Mhm.
if you don't have faith, it's hard to be obedient.
Yeah.
And I think with Mary and Elizabeth, they had that faith,
Yeah.
which is enabled that as well. So finally, let's talk about how blessings come when you have a spirit-filled friend journey with you. I think both of them, Elizabeth and Mary, if they didn't have each other, it would be really hard to press on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, having a friend who is really faith-filled can be super encouraging.
Yeah.
So share how a friend has helped you when you were having struggles or challenges in life.
Ooh. I think this is one thing that I'm grateful for with the friends I have, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
I know they know who they are, the 3+3, including my wife.
I would
Too much
think
shout
that,
out.
I think that 3+3 would include your wife, no?
Oh yeah, included. I think one of the things I'm really grateful for is why are you laughing?
I just like the fact that he has to say including my wife. I'm like, isn't the 3+3
Yeah, I know.
part
I
of
don't
your
know.
wife?
I don't know why. One thing that they've helped me greatly is just by listening. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I appreciate the most as well, because you would have friends who would say you would share to them the struggles they have, the things that you sort of lose faith in, and then
Mhm.
just oh, you should have done this, or you
Yeah.
should have done that, or
Yeah.
you should be like this. But they're more of ooh, I get you, man. I know your situation too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first thing that I would actually do is come on, let's pray together. I think
Mhm.
those are the key things that I really treasure the
Mhm.
most with people, friends who are especially spirit filled.
Yeah.
Just because you guys are in the same journey, you sort of acknowledge the fact that all of you have different struggles, or even have similar struggles, and you all need each other.
Mhm.
And also I appreciate the fact that they're very balanced. So it's time, when it's time to be serious, then we get serious, and if it's a time also to be playful, then we get to be playful as well. So yeah.
Awesome. I think the way I see community in my life is that there were different communities that helped in different times. There
Yeah,
were
of
people
course.
who caught out the goal. There were people who who dealt with the the trash that I threw in their way in terms
Yeah.
of just stuff that I said. And but I think most importantly, I think these friends that there are friends that just really helped me deal with the negativity. And just because we talked about judging, and stuff like that. I mean, I think I was very blunt with my words and very sharp with them, that they can be hurtful.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so
I'm just clarifying, it's not something that I agreed. I'm just saying yeah.
Wow, Yuriko, you got something to say? So I think he's like, no, not to me. So these friends were able to say hey, what you're saying is hurtful, or what you said wasn't very honoring. And I mean, if they didn't tell me, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Right?
Sort of people correcting you.
Yeah, and I think I appreciate that, because that was encouraging for me, because that just grew me in just who I am as a person.
So you got the right friends of you being blunt with them, let me be blunt with you too.
Yeah. I mean, because there's friends who are super sensitive and super blunt, and those are hard to deal with.
Yes,
Who
yes, I
can't
get what
take
you
it.
mean. I understand.
So, anyways, but yeah, I would say that's how they helped me, because I think because of me, because the struggles in my life, because I was so negative, I struggled even more. So these friends well, you need to stop being all pity party and stuff. I didn't get out of that, and then So I think that's how having
That's good.
friends.
It's really good.
For me is Jono. For me.
Oh,
Oh, shout out.
oh wow, specific
Specific.
shout
Friends,
out.
what? Do you want me to 1+1?
1+1.
You mean one brain cell plus one brain cell?
Yes.
Equals to
We-
still,
we
it's still not
address-
quite there yet.
We address ourselves as the single brain cell.
Yeah, and you know how the brain has many brain cells. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's because what I really appreciate about Jono is that like we can be completely idiots, but then at the same time, like in like
Still be
next
idiots.
minute,
I'm just kidding.
I have nothing to say.
we can be idiots being smart at the same time.
Okay, there you
what's
go.
Yeah.
What's the definition
basically
of smart
smartless.
here? Smartless. Yeah.
No, like there will be times where Jono is basically my accountability,
Mm.
and to him I could literally open up that I usually struggle with other people.
Mhm, mhm.
Because like I open up like that, I'm basically like an open book, and he kind of like he just talks with me, and we just verbally process it, and he
Mhm.
helps me get to things.
Yeah.
He's helped me discover like bitter roots about myself.
Mm.
He's helped me like rethink my thoughts, especially because we game together, so he definitely seen me at my worst. But then besides that, yeah, he helps me like discover more about myself,
Mm.
and yeah, so yeah, I'm really grateful for.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with Mary and Elizabeth, they had each other, and I think most importantly, like we also talked about this in the last series as well, the community is important. And in this Christmas season, like, you know, I mean, there are people who probably are struggling with
Yeah.
with community as well, and I think, you know, let's just reach out to them and
Yeah.
you know, be that encounter of Jesus's hope
Amen.
and peace and love
That's good.
to them. So
Yeah.
yep, excited for this Christmas and what it's gonna bring,
Yep.
and yeah, excited for the rest of the series. Thanks for
Yay.
joining us. Catch you at our next grind.
Bye.
Bye.